Okay, so in this video we're going to talk about some of the best practices when your client calls or emails and says, I'm ready to go out and see some homes. So when they do that, they're probably going to either give you the addresses, the MLS numbers, or tell you that they want to see everything in their likes folder. So the easiest way for you is if they send the FMLS numbers, but if they send the addresses, keep in mind that it's our job to make their lives easier, not their job to make our lives easier. So if they send you the addresses, come in Fusion and go to Fast Find and go to address. So you're going to type in the addresses, you're going to hit search, you have to do it one at a time and print those out. Once you have all of your printouts, come back in and under this FMLS tab in Fast Find, you're going to come down here and you're going to type in all of the FMLS numbers from those printouts. And once you have that, it's going to bring you up to a results screen. Now for this example, my client wants to see all of the homes in the Lambert High School District that are active between 200 and 250. And it would help if I typed it right. Okay, so there are 10. So I'm going to go into the results screen, which this is the same screen that you would see if you had typed the MLS numbers into the Fast Find MLS box. So once we're at this screen, go ahead and click this top box right here. What it does is it just marks every single one of them that are there on the page. So for me at this point, I would print all of these out. You have probably already printed them out when you pulled them up by the listings, but if they gave you the MLS numbers, you're going to follow this example as well. You're going to hit print and you're going to hit all properties, the reports, and I just go ahead and I print out my buyer report and my agent report at the same time. So I click print and they're going to come out on my printer. So I guess with the screen capture software, it's going to take a while for those to load. It doesn't usually take that long. Okay, so at this point, they're printing, but I come over here to this car icon, and that's going to give us driving directions. Now, I know that I am going to meet my client at the Starbucks, which is about right here. So based on that, I'm going to decide which way I want to go. I'm going to make this screen a little bit bigger if I can. Alright, so I'm going to be coming this direction now. I have two options. I can either come up Sharon Road. Looks like everything is over here off of, I'm guessing this is James Burgess. And this is going to be old Atlanta. We're off of Old Atlanta. Anyway, so I think as I look at this that my best bet might be to come catch these four over here, come up McGinnis Ferry, catch this one, come over, go to these two, come over and go to these two. So knowing that that's the way I want to go, I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger so I can see. I am going to be entering this neighborhood off of Brookwood and this neighborhood off of McGinnis Ferry. So I'm going to say that house number 5 right now is going to be house number 1, and I need to see the number behind that one, so I make it bigger. So that is actually number 4 and 5. So I am going to say, I'm going to grab over here, I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to drag this up to number 1. Did it work? No. Okay. This is kind of it's a very picky system. So let me make it big again. Let's see what I have over here. Okay, I have 1 and 3. So I actually want number 3 to be number 1. And it's still a little backwards. I want 2 to be number 1 now. I want Lakeheath to be number 1. So I'm gonna try going the opposite. I'm gonna try. Okay, there we go. So now I have Lakeheath as number 1 and Barberry as number 2. Then I'm gonna go back out after I see those 2 houses. We're gonna go back to Brookwood, come over to McGinnis Ferry. We're gonna go see these 3 right here. So let me make this really big. So I want number 6 and 7 to actually be number 3 and 4. So these 2 on Harlech Trace. So I'm going to move Harlech Trace up to 3. That worked. I'm going to move this one up to 4. And that didn't work. It was close. Okay, there it worked. And then number 7, I want to be number 5. So I'm going to pull number 7 up to 5. And that was Brassfield. I want to see Brassfield and number 5. It's, I go a little bit above it. Okay, so now we have it right. We have 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to come over here. Number 10, we want to be number 6. We're going to drag 10 to 6. So that's Friar Bridge. We want here at number 6. That worked. Then we're going to come back out. We're going to go up right here. So I want number 8 to be number 7. So Christine needs to be number 7. That worked. And then number 8 is in the right position. Number 9 is in the right position, as is number 10. So we're good. At this point, you're going to want to take all of the printouts that you had and put your printouts in this exact same order. Now click Get Directions. What this does is it brings up first an overall map of the route that you're going. You can kind of look at that and see if you made a wise decision or if you want to reverse it. So now we know if the first house that we're going to see is here on Lakeheath and the second one is on Barberry, that the time between those 2 is 1 minute. So let's say you're meeting your client at Starbucks at 1 o'clock and you know it's going to take about 10 or 15 minutes to get to the first house. So you're going to pull up that first listing, the printout that you have, and you're going to look at the showing instructions. You're going to write at the top 1:15. And you're going to call either the listing agent or the seller, whichever one it says, and you're going to make an appointment for 1:15 to 2:15. So you've left yourself an hour window. Now, once you've made that appointment, the second house you're going to go to is this 3970 Barberry. So you know that when you're in Lakeheath, if you get to Lakeheath at 1:15, it's probably going to take 15 minutes to get through the house and answer questions and look at certain features. And then it's right around the corner. So we're not going to really add any drive time here. We are going to call and make the second appointment for Barberry from 1:30. So that's at 1:15 you get to that house. You give yourself 15 minutes through the house and a minute to drive there. So we're going to take that one off again. You're going to call the second agent or the second seller and you're going to make that appointment for 1:30. 1:30 to 2:30. So you know again that you're going to be in that house in Barberry for about 15 minutes. So that makes it 1:45 by the time you're done there. Add your drive time, which is 4 minutes, right? So that's 1:50. So you're going to call and you're going to make your appointment for the next house between 1:50 and 2:50. And you're going to follow that same pattern all the way down. Now, if for any reason you call one of the agents or one of the sellers and they say, this my house is under contract, hit that revise route button that I just hit. I'll show you again where that was at. Here are the directions, right? If you scroll down all of those directions, here's the revise route button. So let's say it was the third house or the fourth house, and you call them and they say, oh, our house just went under contract. All you have to do is come to this X and it's going to remove it. It keeps everything else in the right order, and then you come back down again and get directions, and based upon the time for the previous house, give it 15 minutes through the house and then whatever drive time to the next house, and you're going to make your appointment from that time, giving yourself an hour overlap. Now, if you do have new construction, try to put that at a point like right before lunch or at the end of the day if there's any way to do that. Because what's going to happen is there's going to be one house that they've pulled in there, but when you get there, there might be 3 that they walk through that are available, or you stop in the sales office and you start talking about floor plans and different things. So those will always take a lot more time. So pad some time in there for new construction. And what you can do now is you've got all of your times, you've got all of your appointments. It keeps you on track, and it helps you, if your buyer starts dragging their feet, it helps to keep them on track as well.